See if we're going, and if we're good, and if everything looks good, and see if there's some audios. See if it sounds okays. Hold on. Some audios. Oh my gosh, I'm live. I was doing my funny little thing there where I was talking like I was from New York. Alright, so I guess I'm live. I'm public. That was fast. How's it going, everybody? That was embarrassing. My name is Steven, and I am not leaving Las Vegas. And there's 2 people in the chat, so let's wait till some people get in the chat. We're going to spend at least an hour here in the chat tonight, and I can't believe I did that. I actually pulled my Nintendo Switch out of cold storage. Look, you got YouTube on the Nintendo Switch nowadays. It's a modern miracle. YouTube is on everything, isn't it? I just wanted to go to my channel and see what my channel, if I can actually look at my own channel on this thing. So not leaving Las Vegas, and it doesn't even say I'm live. Oh, it does say I'm live. Okay, there it is. No, that's my test. Oh man, that shouldn't have been up there. That shouldn't be public. Man, I gotta delete that. All right, so we got a few people here. Steven, you look so good. Perfect olive oil skin complexion. Really? I finally nailed my camera. It's been a while. If I finally nailed my colors on my camera, it's a Christmas miracle, isn't it? Content. Go to the live. I was testing out my camera. There it is. Test. Oh, it's private. Okay, I can see my own private videos. All right, so we're live streaming right now, just for the heck of it, and I don't know why it's not showing me this on my tablet right here. But let's talk about COVID while we're here. But let's wait until some people come into the chat. I heard Vegas is becoming a hotspot again. Is this true? Yeah, we're the #1 hotspot in America right now. So we win. We're winning the COVID game. We only got 30 people in the chat, but nobody's talking. Hello from Kite Hill in Laguna Niguel, California. Hello, Steven and Not Leaving Las Vegas friends. If you guys saw my video earlier today, I teased that I would be doing something like this. And by the way, this is from Sharks Sports Bar and Grill. Somebody gave me this shirt, and I don't know if they're open yet. He's a viewer of the channel, which is really nice. So Sharks, I can't remember what town it's in. It's in Texas. Bar and Grill. It's in Texas, and he gave me the hat and he gave me the shirt, and that was super nice of him. It says sharksclub.com, Plano, Texas. In Plano, is that the same one? Hopefully it is. Well, it's in Texas. I only found one in Texas, and it looks like it's in the great city of Plano. So if you guys are looking to go and get your game on, maybe you want to check them out. Pretty sure that's the one. I'll take this shirt off, but you guys don't want to see wet garbage. That's not the kind of channel that this is. Maybe it's on the back. I have no idea. But anyways, I got back from the gym and I'm like exhausted, but got to do the live streams. Got to do the streams. Hey, Steven. Good evening. I hope everyone here had a good day as well. I hope so. Hello, Steven. How are you doing, buddy? Reaper Crew is in the house. What's up, Reaper? Let's see here. Does Shanta have an Instagram? I have an Instagram. It's called Not Leaving Las Vegas. I posted a bunch of photos up there today. Well, 3 photos. It's more than I posted all of last month. Was watching your video and popped over here. Your video is awesome. Well, thank you, Mark. I'm a little disappointed because it didn't get any immediate traffic, but sometimes these things don't get immediate traffic. Sometimes they do just get long-term traffic. It was my 4K high definition Ultra HD, HDR, all the acronyms I could put in front of it, walk of the Las Vegas Strip. And I did that just last week. I sent you a 90. Did you wear that yet? Martin? No. But you did give me that Detroit Red Wings, but it's too hot to wear that right now. What's up, Steven from the Bay Area? Who's in here right now? So the video today was 4K was money. Thank you so much. Reaper Cruz here. Greg Sabanis is here. Grunkleworks is here. You look new. Thanks for coming into my live chat. Heidi Scoggins is new here. Margarita Gonzalez is here. Ikaika Stewart. There you go. Bruce Tierney is here. Ryan A is here. Rock Shop is in the house, baby. Okay. Let's see here. Steven, you look so good. Perfect olive oil complexion. So, yeah, LA County has mandated the return of... Oh, wait. No, wait. He didn't just say what I think he did he? Return of face masks in LA County. And get your 4K face mask on. So I looked it up today. There's 10 point something million people in LA County. So 10 million people are going to be back to wearing face masks as of 12 midnight on Sunday morning. So, oh my God, Tony! Thursday night juice. Thank you, Tony. That is so nice of you. I really appreciate you for that. So we're back to the face mask business. Not to say business. Okay, you guys know. Everybody's going to be like, see, he's into it. He loves masks. His wife makes money off them. Dude, you see me wearing these around town, like I'm vaccinated, man. Who knows what's going to happen 10 years down the line, but I got so tired of the potential idea that I wouldn't be able to fly to travel to see family and all that. I took a risk. You do what you do, you, as the kids say, you know? But you know what? Shoot, nobody likes wearing them, but man, that's craziness. Now, is Vegas going to go back to that? So what we're doing right now is we're priming you guys for tomorrow's video, okay? So tomorrow I'm going to wake up, I'm going to make a video, I'm going to talk about this business, and we're going to get some ideas out of here that we talk about, and that's how we make good videos with a collective. Jay Grove gives me a $20 Queen of England on the money. No one can figure it out. You know your Ontario geography. My city of Barrie, Ontario, got punched with a tornado today. Woo! Bottom line, wherever you are or the situation, protect yourself at best you can. Sometimes you can't. I'm glad you're okay. Barrie, Ontario. Don't you have the Colts? Isn't that your OHL team up there? I don't know if that's correct. I used to watch OHL games back in the day, back up to the 90s until 1990 when we moved out west. Back out west. They just canceled the USA versus Australia basketball exhibition game. Man, are there any Aussies in the house? Aussies say everything with a question at the end, but I love it. It's good. Okay. If you're a Rick and Morty fan, look up Bush World Adventures. You will not be sorry. It's this weird Rick and Morty thing, and it's really fantastic. Thank you guys for the super chats. That is so generous of you. Booster vaccine. Boosters for life. Oh my goodness. Meanwhile, the cases are climbing. We're just going to chat about it here. I got to be careful what I say, you know, because YouTube is always listening and seeking and searching. And why is my chair so low? I've been trying to buy a chair that's lower, or I need a tripod that's lower. Oh my goodness. I am just exhausted. Bob Dingo is an Aussie. Right, but he lives in Phoenix. See how I did that? No, I love Australians, man. I have a really good friend that lives in this country who is from Australia, but he's a citizen here now, and he's awesome, and we just mostly text. Nowadays, it's all text nation, you know? COVID-19 cases are spiking in Las Vegas and LA. May be banned from traveling. How are you going to ban me from traveling? If you ban me from New York, I'm just going to fly to, like, I don't know, Vermont and drive in. If you ban me, it's a mess. You know, New York did ban, well, they didn't ban people, but they tried to institute a quarantine when you'd land and be like, all right, so you're from Vegas, huh? You got to stay in your house. Don't leave your house. We're watching yous. We're watching you. Don't you do it. If you do, my friend Bruno, he's got a big, what do they call that thing? A tire iron. He's going to come to you. He's going to be like, hey, why are you leaving? We told you people, you don't go to Vegas. There's no free lunch. What are you trying to do, spread COVID all around New York City? It's a clean city. There's never been a lick of garbage on the streets in New York. So apparently that's a thing. That was a thing. And that was when the rate was over 10%. So the CDC has this weird threshold. And, well, it's not weird, but they say that if the communicability, no, it's not even that. See, this thing's called RT. That's the rate of transmission, but nobody looks at that anymore. They just look at the positive tests coming back, right? So if the positive tests coming back are over 10%, then New York at a time and the CDC and the WHO, they've like banned people from traveling without quarantine. I thought I would get an LOL, at least one of them. Oh, Miss Shanta says that. Okay, that's cool. Hey, forget about it, okay? You go to Vegas, you come back. Yeah, what do you think your name is? Unless you're a Cuomo, you're going into quarantine. Because let's be honest, I say Cuomo, it's not political. I can say DeSantos. Those never have to adhere to the rules, no matter what. The government and the rich people, they don't adhere to the rules. You know, during that, there was the same rule barring people from going to like LA and then going back to New York without quarantine. And they let all the celebrities who were going for some music awards show just fly right through that when they got back to New York or wherever they were going for it. Tony, not leaving Las Vegas. Live streams are often imitated. Who's imitating? Nobody wants to imitate this. Ain't nobody imitating this. You're the best. Thank you, Tony, guys. Thank Tony 187 times. Hopefully my stream is not going to be bad tonight. They'll never close Vegas again, no matter how many people get COVID. The whole world's eventually going to get COVID. Everybody. But the real question is, and that's the question I'm going to ask you guys here, is whether or not you guys are worried about it. Because if, by the way, if you're not worried about it, it's because the hospitals aren't full. And I'm looking at the hospitalization rates, because remember, that was what it was last year. That was 15 days to stop the spread, then became 150 days to stop the spread, and then it was 1,500 days, it seems, to stop the spread. But, you know, it was because we didn't want the hospitals to get overloaded. If the hospitals get overloaded, then, you know, if there's a crane accident at a construction site and we don't have a place for somebody in the ICU, I completely understand and I completely get it. And I think that that's a good thing that they did back when they thought that was the thing to do. But we don't know if it's the thing to do anymore, because there's a lot of people who have been vaccinated fully who are getting COVID right now. It's not a magic bullet. It's not going to stop you from getting sick. Anyways, let's read some comments from the crowd. LA is making everyone wear a mask inside, vaccinated or not. If you need a mask, you know what I'm going to do. Let's be honest here. It's life. But my wife makes great face masks from vegasfacemask.com, no S at the end. And, yeah, they go around the back, see? They don't go around your ears. So there's that. It doesn't fall down your face. She's made like 4 generations of these things. They're in solid colors if you work somewhere, but we have dozens and dozens and dozens of patterns. But, you know, those are 2 for $25, and we do appreciate it. But if you don't want to wear a mask, then you don't wear a mask. That's up to you. Paul Rotter, good evening, Steven. I'll be back August 11th at the Rio for Star Trek's 55th anniversary convention. Isn't it amazing? It's 55 years. I wonder if old Bill Shatner will be there. You know, Mr. Get a Life. That was funny. He's a famous Canadian, isn't he? William Shatner. Captain's log. Stardate. I don't know. COVID has trapped me in my house for many years. Time has completely lost all meaning to me. And then there's no Scotty. Scotty's on a screen somewhere on a Zoom call. Scotty, status update. I don't know, Captain. I'm trapped in my house in Glasgow. Fluffy has COVID. Let's get this clear. LA County are a bunch of tyrant morons who just want control. Vegas will never shut down again. Hey, man, the question isn't whether or not Vegas will shut down. The question is if we go back to, like, these restrictions, you know, like 50% capacity, 75% capacity. I don't know, man. I don't know what Sisolak's going to do about all that. It's our governor out here, Governor Steve Sisolak, the Right Honorable. And if he's going to institute mask mandates, but he already handed over the power to the counties, which means that they would institute it. But then I guess you could always sign another emergency declaration, right? Let's see here. In LA, it's mandatory wearing a mask inside. So I thought it was 11:59 on Saturday. It could be tomorrow. Beam me up. Got to meet the captain. It was an awesome moment. He seems like a really personable guy. Fluffy has COVID. Oh no, he's got a nice VW bus. Who's Fluffy? I thought you were referring to somebody's dog. There is, by the way, animals can get COVID. I never stopped wearing a mask. You know what? One of the saddest things I ever read during the COVID thing was that China was culling animals. They're like, hey, yep, get rid of your animals or else we're going to come out and cull them. And I don't even want to tell you what that means, so look it up. The variants will hit hard come this fall. It's possible, I read somewhere, that one of the vaccines started the variants. I don't know if that's true. So I got to be really careful what I talk about. Steven, you should go on BitChute. No, I'm not going on BitChute. Go on Rumble. You know, I charge you money to upload your videos to Rumble. YouTube is free. I didn't like spending $20 so I can play old Super Nintendo games on this Switch. Gabriel Iglesias. Is that Fluffy? I don't know. Let's see here. Fluffy is a comedian. Oh, okay. I know Gabriel Iglesias. They got Netflix specials on that dude, don't they? Let's see here. Would the end of March be a good time to visit Vegas weather-wise, Greg says. I think so. I mean, end of March, beginning of April is beautiful. Usually it's not that busy around Easter. I think this year was a little bit different because people were itching to get out of their house. But wait, no. Let me think. Yeah, this last Easter we were open. Last Easter we weren't open. Time is flying by. Let's see. Oh, did you pre-order the OLED? No. That's a big expense. Grunkle Works. I would like one. Actually, this has sat in a drawer. And So this is my day one Nintendo Switch. Back then I was stupid with my money and I bought things I didn't need. This has been to the Philippines and back, and I love this thing. It's got so much wear on it. The controller drifts. It's the most stupidest thing in the world, so I have to buy another controller for this thing because Nintendo made a faulty controller where you press down on this little joypad a little bit and it just goes on its own. It's a piece of crap. But this has been around and I love it, and I'd like to get that fancy thing, but I turn the screen on this. My point is I turn the screen on, and when you spend all your time staring at like an iPhone or a Samsung Galaxy device and you turn the screen on this thing, you go, holy crow, geez Louise, that is a dull screen. So yeah, no, I'd like to, but it's not in my budget. It's $400 or something like that. Steven, do you have any additional mask designs that are Vegas buffet related? I can get any design, Timothy. I mean, food designs are really popular, but I don't know if any Vegas buffet specific stuff. Jeff Shaw asks if it's still hot in Vegas. So let's see. What's the temperature right now? Wow. Hold on. Holy smokes. That wasn't out of shock. It's 95 degrees. It's actually a lot cooler than it's been. It says a high of 97, a low of 84, and 0% chance of rain. So it's not that bad. Was there in April, 75 to 80 degrees? Perfect. Should use this camera for my live streams. Yeah, that would be the dream, wouldn't it? This is a Sony ZV-1 or ZV-1, depending on if you're not in the United States. It's a camera made for bloggers. Actually, it has this mode on it. You guys want to see really? So, for example, like you guys can see, if I hold this up real fast, you see how quickly it focuses on that, right? Boom, snap, whoop. Snap, boom. Oh, what are you doing? Oh, it's trying to find my face. Okay, so there's my face. There's the thing. But it's got another mode on it. Come on, you son of a... There it is. It's got another mode on it, which is really like a wide angle, like a really wide lens. Hold on, I'll show you something. See if I can do this here. Oh, there it is. So that's the defocus mode. This is a really good little camera. And I bought it specifically for blogging because it's light and it's small. And if you guys are considering starting a YouTube channel, you might consider one of these little Sony ZV-1s. If you guys want to buy anything, just go to notleavinglasvegas.com/Amazon, and anything you purchase helps the channel a few bucks here or there. And when you enter that Amazon link, it doesn't matter. I was amazed, somebody bought $2,000 worth of stuff through my link the other day, which paid me like $100, which is so helpful. And I wish I knew that person, because I would like to thank them personally for that. But it's so Sony ZV-1. It's a great little camera. I use it in here, and on the live streams you can really only use a mobile phone. And I think you can use this for YouTube if you jigger it somehow. But the battery on this camera probably only will last an hour, if that. And it's and then again, you're going to be limited by your network. So that's the big challenge of streaming. All right, let's go back to this right now. I'm unvaccinated. Shut your ass up. Says, no masks. I'm proud. Been to Vegas 3 times already with 6 friends. And we're all doing fantastic. Point is, worry about yourself and mind your own beeswax. Very cool. Good on you. I'm glad you're safe. Shut you blank up. Steven coming down with a new COVID variant. I don't know what that one is. Our admission in hospital have tripled on C-19, Army Joe says. Okay. Jose says, true, it's open. I'm going to the buffet. Okay, we're talking about something different. People that are vaccinated are still getting COVID. Of course they are. It's not a magic bullet. It's not a vaccine like the smallpox vaccine is a vaccine. It's a vaccine that works to make you less sick when you get it. So if you're less sick when you get it, you don't go to the hospital. There's like a 98.6% chance that doesn't happen to you. And that's a good thing, So I hope my camera's not going to overheat because it just got really dim on me. Buffets serve crab legs, so you can make a border around your plate and add even more food. They do. The buffets right now, but we were talking to this place that sells lobster down in Spring Mountain in Chinatown, and they were saying their big challenge is getting enough stuff. They can't get enough things. They buy 100 pounds of lobster, and the casinos buy 1,000 pounds of lobster. So they're getting bought out by the casinos. Plus, with buffets, your food selections might be temporarily limited because you have to consider the whole entire world is opening back up. So whereas, maybe restaurants on the East Coast weren't buying that much, now they're buying a ton of it. So it's a bit of a challenge for them. Let's see here. Whew. Sun City Family speak highly of you. I think you mean Sin City Family. Those are super nice people, and they're very nice. And they're like, hey man, you were like the first guy that actually said hi to us and paid attention to us. And I'm like, that's a shame. He meant like bloggers and stuff. I like meeting people. It's always fun to meet new people and, make new friends and stuff like that. I'm open to meeting anybody, including other bloggers. So that was fun. Let's see here. Humble Traveler loves this Sony ZV-1. I like it too, Humble. The only thing I don't like about it is that I had to buy this lens adapter for it. And this uses a 3M strip on the back. Oh, so you can see it's all hairy and gross. It came right off. This is a wide angle adapter. So when I'm filming a blog, I don't look like I'm real close. Because if you hold it at arm's length, you're literally like up here and you can't see anything behind you. So there you go. Let's see here. What else do we got in the comments? Is the Luxor haunted? I don't know. Maybe. I've heard that rumor a lot. Dender is fine. I should do a haunted video. Some of these videos trend really, really well, and the YouTube algorithm absolutely loves them. And if you can figure out the algorithm, you can smash YouTube. And I've been trying to figure it out for a long time. I mean, when the news was big, I was smashing the algorithm. That's why the channel grew so fast. And now the growth has slowed down, but I still have you guys watching and sharing and liking, and the more you guys watch the video, your current subscribers dictate how your whole entire video goes. So if you have a lot of your own subscribers watch it, then it's going to spread it out to new people. Let's see here. Why did you quit doing the tours videos? The tour videos? Why did I quit doing the tour videos? I don't know what you mean, Ricky Tiki. I did one just today. I spent 68 minutes last week after the stream that I did for 2 hours. I walked all the way from the middle of the strip at Caesar's Palace all the way up to Resorts World. I filmed the whole thing with my DJI Pocket Osmo, which is here somewhere. And actually, I should try to find that camera. Shame on me. Here it is. So this is the camera that I used for that one today. If you guys saw that one, it comes out like this. You just basically slide it out like that. And this is what I recorded that video on today. The battery is so dead I can't even turn it on. But that's the little camera. So the one that you saw that was 4K, whoop, come on now. It was filmed on this deal right here. So that tiny little one. So I did that one today. Haunted Vegas, yes, please. Yeah, I guess I could. I mean, I could always research that stuff. Nice to hear Paul Rotter. I'm going there in a week. Who is algorithm? Yeah, I mean, so the algorithm on YouTube, if you're not familiar, it's what decides who watches what and who gets the views. And if you're good at feeding the algorithm, man, you're golden. If the algorithm likes what you do, then it automatically suggests you to everybody. If you have a good topic, title, thumbnail, and video content, then you're going to get a lot of views. You're going to get a lot of subscribers, and you're going to make it on YouTube. So some of us have made it on YouTube. I'm not one of them. I still have my day job full time. So that's good. Oh, Shanta says Cash App lvsteven. Thank you so much to people who have Cash Apped me in the past. I don't see it until after the stream. So I can actually say today, thank you to... where's my history? Robert Livingood, who actually sent me $20 on Cash App last weekend. That was very nice of you. Thank you so much, Robert Livingood. I don't know if you'll ever see this part of this particular video. That's much better than a phone on a stick, Sharash says. Actually, in a lot of ways it is. I can bring this into a casino. It's tiny. But in many other ways, it's not. If I filmed that entire video today that I took on my iPhone, the video would have been crystal clear, not fuzzy at all. The image sensor in this is very small. This is actually the exact same camera that hangs off of a DJI Mavic drone. So it's not made for low light conditions. In bright light, this is fan-freaking-tastic. In low light, not so great. But the video today, you guys liked it, and you liked the colors, and there was no buffering, so that was good. Never give a monkey's bottom about the governor here, even when we had a governor. The governator. Oh, Arnold. Okay, I gotcha. Ricky, hotel videos. Well, it's a time thing. I mean, I work 40 hours a week, and so getting into the hotels are a challenge. This Saturday, I'm going to be on call the entire day. I'm trying to interview a celebrity. It might happen. It might not. They said it would happen, but I haven't heard back from them since Tuesday, and it's already Thursday. And so I guess I'm going to be on call for that person. If it happens, that would be great. Let's see if they replied to me. No replies, but that's fine. Tomorrow's another day. Tomorrow's only Friday. The interview is supposed to happen Saturday. So when you don't have a lot of time, it's just like, man, and then I don't pay my own money for the hotel videos. Somebody was complaining to me about that. You should just pony up the dough, bro. Okay, fair enough. That'd be great. Maybe I should, but At the same time, people are always letting me in on their own kindness, which is really nice. And I run out of time for when they're going to be here and when I can be available, and then asking them to make sure the room's clean, it just comes off as very pushy and not very nice. So, that's why that is. Almost 1:30 a.m. in Toronto. Have a great night. Looking forward to seeing you live tomorrow on the Strip. Thank you, Greg. You have a good one, my friend. There's an 80s cafe in Vegas. You should go in, order a Pepsi, wait for a guy named Griff. Whenever he says, just say no. Juice Loan, thank you very much for quoting Back to the Future. That was great. Welcome to the Cafe 80s, where it's always morning in America, even today. Man, I got to get a Blu-ray of Back to the Future, too, because that's great. And then I wonder, where the hell am I going to play a Blu-ray? I don't have anything with a disc drive in it. Not one of my items has a optical disc drive. The Mac doesn't have one in it. The Switch certainly doesn't. The Roku doesn't. The phone doesn't. I don't have a PlayStation 4 anymore because I donated it to somebody. I don't have a way to play it. How are the fur babies doing? I got one big fat one down here sleeping. That's the black one. He's at my feet. Hard to say. Could have been asymptomatic. Okay, wait, hold on. Oh, I'm missing everything. What did Edward say that was so bad? Edward Sacito said, after second shot, my blank grew 3 inches. Maybe some dumbass will get the shot now. Oh, Edward was just trying to be funny. Guys, Shanta, I love you. Don't worry about that one. That was kind of funny. Unless they're using like really nasty language. Let's all be adults here. That was kind of a funny joke. Sorry about that, Edward. Can we untime out Edward? Is that possible, please? How do I do that? Let's see here. Hide user, add moderator. Yeah, I can't. Hey, Shanta, if you can untime him out, that would be good. Hey, listen, enjoy all your great information. Love Vegas and want it to continue. Thank you so much. Hey, Steve. Kuya Bulaga Nation. Kuya, I know Kuya means brother. I don't know what Bulaga means in Tagalog or whatever dialect you're speaking over there. Hey, Steve, don't let Caroline put away that sewing machine just yet. I heard from a tweet that Nevada will go back to full masks for all. Wow. Oh, boy. Man, oh, man, we might be back to it. Southeast Asia is, hit really hard. We got a friend who's trying to go to Thailand for professional reasons. And, Bangkok is in, a stage 4. Vietnam. What's funny is because we're watching food bloggers, right? I sound totally Canadian. Oh, yeah, I turned into a Canadian real fast, Oh, so we're watching this food blogger, right? He's real good with what he does, yeah? And so anyways, he's in Thailand, and actually it's this guy, I can't remember his name. He used to be fat, now he's skinny, but he's really good. I can't do the Canadian bad accent for long. All the Canadians will throw their shoes at me through the cameras. But he's got to leave Vietnam. He lives in Hanoi, and he's got millions of subscribers, and he has to leave Hanoi. He's an American. He's from Wisconsin, I think, and he's coming back to America just so he can continue his channel. This is nuts. And meanwhile, we got people in Vegas going over to international trips. You got Pompsy out in Italy. You got Turn Up World. There's somewhere in Greenland or Iceland. They're in the green one, I hope. Iceland's green. Greenland's full of ice. They're trying to get out of Vegas, and I'm not leaving Las Vegas. Am I the stupid one? I don't know. Anyways, let's see here. Can someone untime out Edward Cecito? We can't. So, Edward, if you're still there, baby, it's okay. You were making a joke. It was a little adult joke. No, don't pay for hotels, Ricky Tiki says. Steven, get your fans and moderators. We'll get you in the hotels. I will let you tour my hotel if I go to Vegas. Oh, that's nice of you. I heard that Cuba is having a hard time. Yeah, well, that's a whole other sticky situation that we have to be careful because YouTube and technology companies don't like people saying things about certain things. But pray for Cuba right now. I know I had a Lyft driver once who was from Cuba. He loved this place. He said that there's some serious stuff that nobody tells you about Cuba that makes it a very bad place to be. So, Cuban people are full of life, full of energy, full of awesomeness. Some of the most lovely people you meet, and it breaks my heart to think of that. I was watching this Jordan Peterson interview with a lady named Park, and she was talking about, she was a defector. Let me turn off my stupid notifications. She was a defector from North Korea, and she was talking about how their life is there, and you just realize you have never had a bad day in your whole life, no matter how bad you thought it was, unless your relative died. But you know what? You've never had a crappy day aside from a relative dying in your whole life when you listen to this. You want to change your worldview? After this video, you go look up Jordan Peterson, North Korea defector, and you listen to that interview. It's all in English, so don't worry. You don't have to read no subtitles. And this lady left in 2007, and holy crap, you know what? Jeez Louise. Irwing Jackson. Thank you so much, Irwing Jackson. You are awesome. Glad masks are being mandated indoors, Cynthia says. Oh, man, Cynthia. Guys, be nice to Cynthia. She is welcome to have her opinion, and she is happy the masks are coming back indoors. Are we testing people that are arriving from other countries? DS. We are not. I don't think we are at all. However, most of the airlines are requiring tests before you get on the airline. So most of them are being tested by whatever air carrier they're going on. I saw the same interview of Yeonmi Park. I couldn't remember her name. Don't forget, she said Colombia is as restrictive as North Korea. Yeah, I mean, okay, obviously, it's kind of nuts, right? Because she did an open letter to Donald Trump when he was meeting with the leader of North Korea. And you would think that if she said that her politics are a certain way, but they're totally not. She wasn't complimentary towards the guy at all. Just goes to show you can't guess a person's politics because of one or two comments that they ever made. Delta variant is fast spreading. We have been in lockdown for weeks now, and with no lift in sight. Melbourne is going through the 5th lockdown. It's freaking islands. That's what I don't get. How is this thing going to islands? You can lock down islands. Even New Zealand's having problems with it. So what's going to happen to Vegas? I don't think we're going to ever shut down again. But I think the masks might be coming back. And somebody in this chat just said that they're coming back. Do you have any thoughts on Britney Spears' conservatory? She had those huge residencies in Vegas. Did your Caroline ever go to any of her shows? She was a very expensive ticket, and I wasn't a big enough fan. I mean, let's see if I can name Britney Spears songs. Slave. Oops, I Did It Again. I'm Just a Girl. I don't know any other ones. So, I mean, it wouldn't be worth my money to go. Dennis Triple D with $10 from Canada. Greetings from Montreal. Thinking of coming to Vegas in August. I am fully vaccinated, but concerned if I test positive before returning, will I have to quarantine at some Bates Motel in Vegas, and for how long? No, I don't think that's how it works. I'll have to ask my friend Ray Dean. He's really good on this stuff. He comes here all the time, and he's in Toronto. So from what I understand it, I don't know if they even let you fly. I don't know. But you got to test when you get on the plane in Vegas, and you also have to test when you get off the plane in Canada. So you have to do 2 different tests, okay? And in order to get into Canada, if you're fully vaccinated, you can skip the quarantine that way. But the thing is, you're fully vaccinated, and but the other thing is, the chances of you actually catching it here are greater than possibly any other spot on the planet right now. Okay, so I'll give you an example of this, okay? Let's just keep this really... Oh, you're going to go? Oh, dang. Now, I got to be careful because my shirt is like one of those nylon shirts. He'll tear it up, yo. Meow. Meow, 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 meow. All right. So there was a concert in New Zealand where there was 20,000 people in attendance, and there was 1,000 cases of COVID. And that concert required people to show a barcode, a QR code, to say that they've been either fully vaccinated or they have been tested negative within a few days, 48 hours of the event. So 1,000 people for 20,000. So I'm like, okay, let's do some math here. You had 60, I'm just going to go 60,000 instead of 65 because it's easier for my math challenged brain. 60,000 at Garth Brooks. Does that mean there was 3,000 people that got COVID? Then you had 20,000 people at T-Mobile. Does that mean that there was another 1,000 that got COVID? Like, that's a scary thing, right? So I don't know what to tell you. Anyone can catch this thing. Vaccines make symptoms milder. Vaccines make symptoms milder. Look how stoic you are. What are we doing? What are we doing with our lives, Blackjack? We're talking into a camera to a bunch of strangers that most of them we haven't met. But yet they give us so much support. What are we doing, Blackjack? Where are we going with life? Do you want to go on an adventure? Do you want to live in a garbage can? I don't think so. You're not an outdoor cat. That's why he doesn't go outdoors by himself. I have Black's twin. My cat is just as fat as he is. You guys want to see a big cat? Oh! Big cat. Da-da. Oh, that's too hot for TV. You can't show that. This is his feet. Oh, this thing. And he doesn't care. Whatever, dude. Feed me. Do it now. Feed me now. Come on. Adding not leaving Las Vegas juice with added vitamins. So that's the question you have, right? Does it mean that you're doomed? No. No. I mean, if people are getting the virus, but they're not getting super sick, that means the vaccines are working as they planned originally. That's how they intended them to work. I had a feeling after everyone got their freedom, after lockdowns were lifted in the States, it would be a matter of time before we get back on the COVID coaster again. Oh, stop the COVID-19. I just want to get off. This is the elixir of life when you are trying not to eat a bunch of sugar. Although it has aspartame in it, right? Something bad for me, I'm sure. Nothing's good for you. Buy Not Leaving Las Vegas clothing at notleavinglasvegas.com/shirts. Yeah, thank you so much, Shanta. That's always very nice. Let's see here. Surprised a former Calgarian can even carry it. Evil grin. I am not in good shape. You're right. Anyways, there's this site. Let me test if this site even works right now. It might not even be working. nlvgear.com. And it should go right to a page when you click a button, and then you can buy stuff and support the channel, which would be super nice of you guys to do. And thank you so much for that. Okay. Let's see here. Boom and boom. Oh, look, it typed it twice. That's not a link you can use. There's one. I saw a UFO in Austin, Texas. They are real. Absolutely. I've seen weird stuff in the skies over Nevada before. You know, nowadays you can say that to people without sounding like a lunatic. Let's see here. Let's see some comments. The cat is huge. All right. State of the Four Queens Mark says, my view consisted of a view of a low-lying roof with a cracked pipe and Bud Light box and a cookie sheet tray and a liquor glass. Good times. Oh, yeah. Viva Las Vegas. The classic cat look. I am not amused human. Get me some food. Yeah, for sure. Anyone catch this thing? Okay, we got that already. Los Angeles County starting on Sunday. Masks are back. Guess who's back? Back again. Masks are back. Tell a friend. Let's see here. How horse walks into the bar. Bartender says, why the long face? Hey. Oh, my father's here. Donald Campbell's in the chat. I totally missed that. Here he is. I like to wear my mask with my bulletproof t-shirt. To wear my mask. I got you, my father says. Let's see what else we have. So funny. You have the same accent as I do. Stop pretending you broke away from Canada. You suck up to the USA's teat. There's a good word for you. Teat. Sucking up. I don't have much of a Canadian accent left, which is totally fine. Let's see here. If I order a mask, will I have it about August 4th when I fly to Vegas? You should. It depends on where you live. If you live in the United States, you should be fine. You can go to vegasfacemask.com, no S at the end. Just make sure if you go to that page that you pay on the page with PayPal link. You don't need a PayPal account. You can use any card that you have, and you know, make sure you see the thank you page. If you don't see the thank you page, I didn't see your order. My wife sees a UFO every time she comes downstairs and sees me on this computer. My wife, well, you should say I see a UFO flying towards me at 1,000,000 miles an hour when my wife throws things at me for being on the computer. Look up an article entitled 1,000 people tested positive for COVID after attending music festival. That's the exact article, Carrie. That's what I was talking about. That's the one in the Netherlands. But you don't hear about that news here. You don't hear about that news here at all. You got to look on alternative news sources, which brands you as a crazy person nowadays. Let's see here. Have you seen the X-Files? Back in the day, John, I used to watch the X-Files. The truth is out there. Safe route through downtown. What's up? Do you think Resorts World is severely understaffed? I think every property is severely understaffed right now. I think Resorts World better get their you-know-what together. Just get it together. You know, put it up, put it in a little box, take it to the you-know-what store. Doesn't matter. Whatever you do, get it together. A little worried about COVID. Are we taking precautions and staying safe? I mean, we're using hand sanitizer. You know, on the 4th of July, I had my mask from vegasfacemask.com. I was wearing that on the bridge over by Bellagio because there's just too many people. I wore this also when the Garth Brooks crowd was around me, 65,000 people around you. I mean, you know, so I wear this when it's ridiculously crowded. Of course, you know, I'm exercise on a regular basis. I try to cut out my sugars. I take vitamin D supplement. What else are you going to do? Angela is back. Oh, hi, Angela. Guys, this is what I want to do. I just want to say Angela is a fighter. She's going through a battle of the big C right now. And so, guys, I want you guys to send your positive vibes to Angela because those mean a lot. If you're not a religious person, you don't have to be to send positive vibes to somebody. And Angela's going to fight through everything, and she's going to be a winner at the end of this. And she's going to come out to Vegas with her hubby all the way from the East Coast and be laughing and having a good time in the future. So Angela, give her a shout out and say, you go girl, you fight, okay? Because it's very beatable, it's very survivable. The big C for the women parts, on the top parts, not the bottom parts, and Angela's going to be a fighter, okay? So, Angela, keep on rocking in the free world, as Neil Young once said. Steven, I think Blackjack is really a panther. I don't think he's a house cat. We think he might be an American Bombay, but it's probably just a mutt, you know. American Bombay is a pure breed of cat. So let's see here. Not a diva. Wear your mask around people you don't care about. You don't care about. Oh, man. That's a tough one, Angela. You're not alone. Many of us have walked the walk. That's true. Angela is a fighter. This is true enough. Steven, what is your favorite mask that Caroline makes, or pattern? Some of the old patterns that we don't even have anymore. She made me a Rick and Morty mask, but the fabric is ridiculously expensive, so I can't afford to have that on the website, although it would be nice. I like that one. But my favorite one is probably just the Vegas Golden Knights, but, you know, because I'm a hockey fan and all that good stuff. Let's see here. Sending prayers, stay strong. Thank you, Susanna, for being here. We appreciate you. Sending prayers your way. Does Blackjack have offspring? No, he's a fixed little kitty. Like they all should be. They all should be, unless you have like some purebred and you're responsible enough to breed them. You should always get your animals spayed and neutered in case they get out. You know, and that's what you should do. Mm-hmm. I was considering buying The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword remake for this thing, if anybody knows about that game. Last Zelda game I played was Breath of the Wild. I don't think it's the same game at all, but then again, I'm like, $60 to play a game that came out 15 years ago. I don't know if it's worth it. I want a Vegas Knights mask. Oh, DS, go to vegasfacemask.com. No S at the end. They're 2 for $25. They ship for free in the United States. And you get a personal note from us thanking you and all that good stuff. And if you don't see the Vegas Golden Knights, just type it in because we have them. We have a lot of that material. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. Oh, Angela, you're so nice. You don't have to do that. But thank you so much for the support, Angela. Let's see here. I wish the casinos were cleaning the way they did before they stopped. For whatever reason, they thought it was a good idea. Keep cleaning for all germs, not just COVID. I agree with you, Stephanie. I totally agree. They were supposed to be ultra clean. I think they did that just to placate people and to make them feel like they can come back. It's called a false sense of security. We do it all the time. False senses of security are all around us. You see a security camera, you can put up a fake one on your house. Bad guys might not come in and you feel safer. Not any safer. Steven, Flight Sim is coming out on PS5. That would be awesome, AE. I do not have a PS5. And highway robbery. This is casual as heck. I can play this for 10 minutes here or there. And I don't even have... I have a monitor. I have a Dell computer monitor. Why would I do that? I just... If I want to get ahead in life, I can't be playing video games for more than 20 minutes at a time. How are the NLV hats going? I have to start promoting them. It's going to be a logistical nightmare. So unlike the actual shirts, those are print on demand from a company called Teespring, or just Spring now. They changed their name for some reason. And those ones, I upload the design. You guys order them. They send them out. They're good. They're great quality shirts too, by the way. They're fantastic. Now, when it comes to the hats, though, it's different. There's a minimum order. I have to have 10 hats at once, which means that I have to sell 10 hats. And I know how much the hat costs. Then I have to put a cost on top of that. Then I have to physically ship them all to you. So that means that when somebody puts out an order, I have to print a label. I have to go to the post office. And I have to do that over and over and over again. So it's a little bit different than Teespring, which is called drop shipping, which is like basically you buy something that somebody else keeps in stock, or you buy something from Amazon. The Amazon seller lives in Wisconsin. You're buying it on Amazon. The seller's not sending it to you from their house in Wisconsin. The Amazon seller, this is what they do. It's called fulfillment by Amazon. They box up their product. They send it to an Amazon warehouse somewhere. And then Amazon has it. When you order it, they just go to that warehouse in the Amazon system, and they ship it to you from Amazon. And the seller never has to worry about anything. He just has to make the product and ship it to Amazon. If the seller had to continuously send out product, it would be a big burden, which it is for me. So the hats, I don't even know what to charge for them, so I can make a profit, because it's like $10 to ship a hat in one of those square little boxes. $8.95, I know, because I have a few of them, and you guys have been so damn generous in sending them to me. And I know what the postage costs. So even right there, the cost of the hat plus the postage. It's like 30, 40 bucks. Nobody's going to pay that, I figure. So I've just been dragging my feet, unfortunately. So there you go. AE, I still have an Xbox 360. Oh, just so you guys know, too, if you guys are into video games, if you have one of these, which is, or newer, this is just an Xbox Xbox One controller. It's just a standard controller with Bluetooth. Okay, you have Bluetooth. And you have an iPhone. You can, or an Android phone, I believe, too. You can actually sign up for Microsoft's cloud service. Now, it doesn't work really well on my desktop. It's stuttery and choppy. But on this thing right here, I can't show you my home screen. It's like you're playing any game you want on the whole There's hundreds of games. And they stream like Netflix. There's no downloading anything. You can sync your controller up to your phone, and you can, or your iPad tablet, and you can just be playing stuff. Like right there. It's like you're playing a game, but it's like Netflix for video games. Grand Theft Auto 5 is on that service, and all these old games like Killer Instinct, and there's Xbox 360 games in there too. So, you guys might want to look into that. It's for $15 a month if you want to do that service, but there's no minimum, so you can just try it for, I think you can try it for a month for $1 and see if it works for you. So that's Xbox Cloud Service if you're into games. Okay, let's see here. What else do we got? Super Friends and the City is in the house. I'm planning on moving to Vegas, Alana says, with my family from St. Diego, but my mom doesn't really want to move all the way over there. Do you think Vegas is worth the move now, and where is the best place to move? I think, well, if your mother's retired and she likes San Diego, she should probably stay in San Diego unless she's used to the heat, if she has outdoor activities she likes. Well, she is probably not going to be happy moving here and having to spend the majority of the day inside for 4 months of the year because of the stifling heat. And I know that a hot day in San Diego is like 90 degrees and most days are 80 to 85. So it's tough, right? So that's a consideration, especially when mom might be retired and have patterns and friends that she wants to go to. And you got to remember something about, I don't know how old your mom is, but when people get older, they get ingrained in their patterns. It's very, very just the way our brains work. And disrupting a pattern can be traumatizing to a person's psyche. And I would just consider mom's feelings a lot. It's kind of maybe tough for you to do because you might want to move here. I think it's a good city to move to. I think it's a good place to be if you have a good job to back it up. We have lots of professional gaps in this city. There's certain types of doctors that could thrive well here. Certain types of lawyers do well here. Realtors do really well out here. Engineers can do well out here. And nowadays you can work from home for anything. So you can relocate here. But when you bring in your family, you got to consider everybody in your family, I think. Am I still mad at Caesar's Palace? I was never mad at Caesar's. I was mad at that one particular guard. And I'm not mad. I've been there twice in 1 week for some stuff. And so, no, not particularly mad at Caesar's Palace. I like the property. I think it's a nice property that everybody should visit while they're here. Just don't you dare film you and your buddies having some shots at the bar. They might kick you out. It's what it is. Let's see here. I want to move down to LA, but it's too expensive. I might have to move to to 2.5 hours away from LA. You can live in San Bernardino County for cheap. I heard you can also live near Palm Springs for pretty cheap, too. Why would anybody want to leave San Diego? Kingfish? Incredibly... I lived in San Diego for a little bit. The housing is incredibly expensive. Getting anywhere is a pain in the ass if you go at the wrong times of the day. These are just my experiences circa 2004, 2005. And maybe it's changed. Hey, maybe traffic's better. Maybe housing is cheaper. I doubt it. But it can be incredibly expensive to live there. Very long commutes to get from place to place. And some people, just business regulations in California are really bad. Just tremendously hard to do certain things. My uncle was a general contractor. He had to deal with the city. It was very difficult for him. But there's all sorts of regulations put on businesses. High personal taxes. Was it 9% in California? So if a person made $1 million a year, they're going to pay 9% of $1 million to the state of California on top of their federal taxes. If you can move your business out here, then you're saving 9% of $1 million. Even 9% of $100,000 is a lot of money. So there's reasons to do that. Steven, I've ever been to a Turkish prison. Man, there's a movie about that once. I used to want to live in Vegas, but then again, it's only a 45-minute flight if I want to go there, and much more stuff to do where I live in LA. Well, there you go, Dodger Ryan. So there you go, buddy. Please smash the like button, guys, if you haven't done so already. That'd be great. Boxers or briefs? Always going to be boxers for me. If Caesars offered a free hotel stay in its luxury penthouse suite, would you accept? Yeah, of course. What kind of foolio wouldn't accept? But I would tell you guys, hey guys, Caesars gave me this penthouse luxury suite, and we're going to be objective when we review it. And I tell Caesars the same thing. You know, I'm not going to let any corporation dictate what my opinions are. That's not the way I roll. Mostly my mom is still young in her 40s. Whoa! Jeez, Alana. Then that changes the whole demographic of everything. But she doesn't like the heat and doesn't want to move away from her family. Mostly it's my dad. She wants to move there. That wants to move there. And it looks like a nice place, so I'm okay. If mama don't be happy, then none of the people in the house gonna be happy. What I would recommend is maybe you guys plan on coming out here, maybe renting an Airbnb for a few weeks, getting your feet wet off the strip, seeing what it's like, Alana, seeing if it's a place, maybe mom will find something. Well, if you want to convince people to move somewhere, you have to convince them that it's their idea. Case in point, there's this girl at work, and she's like, she was told she had a condo inspection, then she was told she had to leave. So you got to leave at the end of September. Well, she found a place early, so she's trying to ask me, how can I convince these people to let me out of my lease without having to prorate me and charge me an extra month? Because I can move into this new place at the end of this month coming up. I said, well, you know, reach out to them and tell them, look, I'm sure you guys want to paint the place, change the carpets, and turn it around really quickly. I'd like to do you a favor and get out early. So put it into her, like, you know, make mom want to move out here. That's all you got to do. Make it her idea. Make her want to be here, you know. Maybe just get her addicted to gambling and stuff. No, don't do that. That was a joke. Florida is the best state, IMO, Uncle June says. All I know is that you got some pretty big storms in Florida that scare the hell out of me. Delta's not dangerous at all. The media is grossly overreacting. Delta is basically common cold. Carrie, I was seeing those stats too, and what I wonder is, are we taking into account a person's vaccine status? So what does Delta do versus the unvaccinated versus the vaccinated? And that's a question that nobody has answered, and the stats I look do not take that into account. So what's it like for an unvaccinated person versus one? And maybe that study is out there and I just haven't seen it yet. You know what I mean? So that's possible. Letter carrier in Albuquerque, I can't stand the 90-degree heat. No way, I'd move to 110. And Albuquerque has much harsher winters, though, David. You got to consider that, right? Albuquerque's a higher elevation. Hot summers, but not as hot as here, but colder winters. Tony! Steven, would you recommend Batista's hole-in-the-wall Italian restaurant? I hear it's very old school and traditional. I've heard great things about it from people, quite frankly, and I've also heard that it's a tourist trap. Probably want to stay away from the wine and order better wine. They use boxed wine, cheap wine. Oftentimes, they give you unlimited wine. Oftentimes, boxed wines are going to contain more sulfites, and sulfites are what sometimes activate people's histamines. So when you drink wine and you have like a headache afterwards, you get a hangover really bad, it can often be the sulfites in the wine. So probably just drink better alcohol than they're going to offer you with the dinner, and you probably would be okay. Let's see here. Is it true that Lake Mead is drying up? Yes, it is. Absolutely it is. Yes, it's lowest it's been since 1742 when the Canadians came down and filled it up with ice and it melted. None of that was true what I just said. But no, it's the lowest it's been since forever, since they opened it. Since they opened the floodgates from the Colorado. It's a series of locks and channels, the Colorado River. See, people think that if we get rain in Nevada, it's going to help the Hoover Dam. It's not going to help it. It's going to help the Hoover Dam like if I took a medicine dropper, like a little dropper, and I had a bathtub and I put a dropper into the bathtub, that's what the rain does. No. It's about the drought conditions north of us because the Colorado runs like south, and then it has tributaries, which are little things that feed into it. So like, I don't know. Why do I not have a pen when I need one? And I hit my microphone, which is very unprofessional. Imagine this spoon is a river, okay? The spoon feels like the Matrix. There is no spoon. Okay, the spoon is a river, and all of these have little rivers that flow into it. That's the Colorado, but there's smaller streams that go into this. Those are called tributaries, as you know from high school or even middle school. And those tributaries feed from the mountains and from higher elevations where it rains and snows. When that happens up north and in other areas that have nothing to do with here, that's where we get our big problems. But I can also point you to actual real data on real websites, not just weird fringe ones you've never heard of, admitting that the state of California in Northern California has been putting 90% of all of the spillway water into the ocean for the last few years. So a lot of the drought conditions in Northern California are completely man-made conditions. They say it's because they can't have them be too full, but those reservoirs in Northern California are made to store 7 years of water for everybody in Northern California. And they're letting it out into the ocean, like completely fresh water just being dumped out. And it's like, these are verifiable facts. I'm not some fringe weirdo telling you this. So it's a problem. It's a big problem. And it's probably way beyond my purview to actually talk about any of this stuff. Let's see here. Steve D. Athens. Okay, we're reading something different. Look at Southwest Missouri and in and around Springfield, hospitalizations with Delta. Love vaccination rates in hospitals overwhelmed, needing to set up supplemental care facilities. See, we don't have that here yet, but somebody said we do. So I'm going to have to tear into that information tomorrow. Let's see here. Support me by buying cool gear. Oh, thank you so much. She just copied, pasted out of my thing. Shanta is great. Thank you for posting that, Shanta. AE says 17 million gallons of feces. That wasn't... Okay, good. Somebody didn't delete that. Went into LA beaches. LA is literally a you-know-what hole. You know there's an app in San Francisco, or at least a website, to tell you where people are using the bathroom on the middle of a sidewalk? That's gross. Can you say organization? Organization. And maybe that's a word I say very Canadiana-like. But there's other words like process versus process. Canadian will talk about the processor. So the processor in the Nintendo Switch, but I'll say processor. I got made fun of by a boss once for saying processor. Anyways. Let's see here. Waste management. Homeless is being removed this month. Huge project. Not as much as the environment this time, although there was a spill, but I was referring to homeless waste. Okay. I'm trying to desalinize water is the answer, Irving. That would be great. Elon Musk is trying to create like hydrogen out of the atmosphere. Like, that guy's going to save the world. I know it's cheaper down there, and that's one of our problems. So I'm trying to make that the reason to be okay with the heat for her. People say as long as you don't live too close to the strip, you'll be okay. In terms of crime, the further away you live on the strip from in Las Vegas, you're going to do better. Actually, I was considering a product. You guys want to hear my idea for a product? It's only really my regulars here anyways. And if you're not a regular, you should have subscribed already. What are you waiting for? Subscribe to the channel. But I was thinking about doing a product. You know, all these YouTubers have books they write and they have products that they do. You guys want to hear my product? Say yes in the chats. Love the Nintendo Switch. Thank you, Uncle June. I am going to play the heck out of this for 10 minutes a day because it's really all I got. Really all I got, but I want to play Dead Cells. That game is addictive. Let's see here. What else do we got? I hate mosquitoes. Does high temperatures and dryness of... Oh, yeah, there's no mosquitoes. Hardly any mosquitoes in Nevada. Because it is so dry, there's no standing water. It's mosquitoes and flies. You know, there's flies out here. But there's hardly any mosquitoes. Once in a while, you'll have some tragic thing where somebody gets West Nile virus, but it's very seldom. Yeah, I've been bitten by a mosquito like maybe once in the entire time I've lived here. Have you ever shown my wife? Have I ever shown my wife what? Lion. She comes in sometimes. You know, she is not an attention seeker like me. I'm what you would call an attention whore. Unfortunately, something in my brain that I need to be liked all the time, and it's really bad. I have terrible body issues too, by the way. No, she doesn't go on that much. But she does sometimes. Terrence or Philip? They're both awesome. Terrence, hey, Philip. Okay. My idea was to do a product, and it would be like a series of videos. It would be like a relocation guide for Las Vegas, you know, and come to Vegas, relocate here. It would be updated on an annual basis. Because your realtor can't tell you certain things. If you ask your realtor, what's the crime rate in this neighborhood? They're actually bound by the real estate law not to tell you that information, because they could tell you the wrong information. Knowing that it's a crime-ridden neighborhood, they could tell you the wrong information, and they could totally get you to buy a house when there was like murder, Stabbyville. It was Stabbyville in this neighborhood. Stabbyville is when you go somewhere and it's dark and some guy comes up to you and goes, hey, give me all your money. And he does this. He does the stabby. Can I get that camera? Stabbyville with a spoon. They're not very... That's Stabbyville where the slow kids are. Give me all your money right there. But you could be in Stabbyville and he could tell you a lie. So they can't tell you that. So, sections of town where the nicest, most expensive real estate is, moving here, what time is the best time of the year to move here? What's the climate like? Religious organizations, whatever, that kind of stuff. I was going to do it. I don't even know what you would charge for something like that. Make it a digital download type product. But who knows, right? Because you have to have something if you're going to make it on this YouTube and be a full-time creator, because I'm not. I have a full-time J job. So this is an idea that I ran with at one point of like a year and a half ago. Is your black hat behind you stoned? Well, he's not real, so that's a thing. That's actually somebody. So everything on this wall, if you guys don't know, with the exception of a few things, like what was not sent to me, the pictures of like me and my wife back here, that was not sent to me. Where is it? Oh man, that Calgary Flames hat I purchased on my own. But pretty much everything on this wall was something that somebody was so nice to send my way, and I put on the wall. And this hat from Sharky's down in, I think it's Plano, Texas. This shirt, somebody stopped me on the strip, and you guys want to check out Sharky's if you're down in Tejas. It sounds like a pretty cool place. I don't know if it's fully open yet. Let's see here. I heard Henderson is the best place for families and Summerlin is for retired people. I found nice apartments in Henderson that are good, but I'm not sure which area is the best. Henderson is traditionally more price per square foot, as is Summerlin. Henderson is hotter in the summertime because it's a little bit lower elevation. Summerlin is cooler in general. If it ever snows in the city, it snows in Summerlin first. Both are expensive. They're not the most expensive. But you can live in the central part of the valley near, say, I don't know, anywhere. So this could be in the guide, right? This could be in the relocation guide. Vegas is a very grid-like city. It's laid out on a perfect grid system. It's just a beta thing. My wife explained it to me. When the city grew so quickly, Vegas was the fastest growing city in America between 1905 and 2005. Before that, it was Chicago for the previous 100 years. But when they built that, they just basically built everything on a grid. So you could take, like, for example, Charleston, and the east-west line of demarcation is the Strip. Anything west of Charleston, and you're just going all the way out west. And if you get out to about Jones, Rainbow, the houses out there can be really nice. Durango, Fort Apache, then you're into Summerlin. But you could come a little bit closer in. But right now it's expensive to buy a home out here, and rents are going to go and take a trip, man. We're going to have a weird rent trip. It's going to be funny because we have our eviction moratorium going away and all these things are ending, and it's going to be a rough ride. So I'd say wait a few months before you do anything to see where all the dust settles. There's definitely no awkward silence with you. No, Leon. If it's your first time, I talk to the audience. I listened to AM radio for a very long time. Guys like Phil Hendry and, Coast to Coast AM with George Bell, Art Bell, and George Norrie. Son of a bitch. I was doing so good. I screwed it all up. Anyways, I listen to those guys. They talk, man. They talk. And I talk too. And there's always something in my head that's rattling around, like something. And it's funny because I often wonder what, like, people's like, you must have a really high IQ. Then I go to do an IQ test online, and it's like, figure out this math problem. And I go, what? No. So I figure I just have the gift of gab. I don't know what intelligence is. I know the IQ is supposed to be the measure of a student to learn, the capacity that a student can learn at. It was invented in France, but I have no idea, man. I just like to talk. I like to have a lot of things in my head at one time. Has CC had a resurgence since Resorts World was built? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. They almost got rid of the cigarette smell on the casino floor. Nah, Kingfish. I don't know how Phil Ruffin even stays in business, man. His moneymaker has got to be the Treasure Island, because Circus, although they have a lot of people, they don't have a lot of gamers, and how are you staying in business, man? You own that property. Unless you're staying in business based on the equity of your land, how is Phil Ruffin doing it? I mean, he owns part of the Trump Tower, he owns Circus, and he owns the Treasure Island, but he is such a bastard. Last year, when the shutdown happened, and Sheldon Adelson was still with us, rest in peace, Sheldon, from the Las Vegas Sands Corporation, Sheldon was paying full-time the employees of like almost 10,000 people, and full-time, even though the casinos couldn't even operate. Meanwhile, you had Phil Ruffin bragging to Forbes magazine that he was going to buy a sports team in Vegas. And, those people can go get their unemployment money. They can get their Trump money. That's what he said about his staff members. Like, he just didn't care. And I think that's just a miserable kind of snappy jerk way to be. Steven, do you have kids, sir? Please and thank you. No kids. We take care of my godson Christian in the Philippines, and he's going to dental school right now. I don't know what's going to happen when he gets into the next year, because they can't go to school in the Philippines because they're having another resurgence and they're having their own lockdowns, and He's going to dental school. You know, you can only learn dentistry out of a book for so long, and eventually you have to start touching teeth. But we're putting him through there, and we're trying to improve their life over there. And speaking of dentistry, Caroline is going to the dentist. She is having pretty much her entire mouth rebuilt, which seemed like a good idea before my work got really slow, but I'm going to commit to it. And if my car dies and I have to walk to work, damn it, I'm going to give my wife a beautiful smile that she has wanted for a decade, because she is worth a lot more than just that, every penny. Fernando Rodriguez, thank you for the content. I am up and down on your streams, but I do respect the hustle and work you put in it. I need a cap once you get them. Oh, thank you, Fernando. Yeah, you'll see them once I get them. I mean, look, there's some on the back wall. Where the hell are they? But these are not the finished ones. Oh, there's one right back there. You can see it says not leaving Las Vegas, but it's supposed to have, like, you know, and I got so many hats. Like, here's one. I'm a man of many hats. Oh my God. My big fat ass in the scene there. There we go. So, you know, there's one like that. That's an example of what we're generally doing. And then I have ones that are Richardson's that I can get. Richardson is a type of this kind of mesh cap. But the difference is this is an actual Richardson hat, as evidenced by, come on, can you do it? As evidenced by the word Richardson in there. So that's actually a much better quality one. And yeah, these are expensive, and that's a really good quality piece of headwear. And I can get them like that too. I never believed in IQ. Everyone was intelligent in their own way. I love you, Ricky Tiki, but have you ever stood behind somebody at a self-check register? I'm just kidding. Yes, everybody does have their benefits. People have intrinsic value no matter what. You're right. That person that is really slow at the checkout stand could be really super great at other things that I am terrible at. You're right. Why do most flamingo girls get really nasty when vloggers inadvertently film them? Money, 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 money. Plus, also, David, they may not be proud of what they're doing. I mean, it's a hustle, but they got to show their you-know-whats, and they got to, like, you know, they're getting grabbed by dudes. I feel bad for them, you know, but they make their own choices. This is America. I thought this was America. This is America. Nobody's making them do that thing. They're doing it on their own accord. But they might not want to be filmed. Maybe they don't want their mom or their dad to see it inadvertently, you know, their grandma, their grandpa. So the best thing is just, you know, I don't poke my camera in their face. You know, hey, look, it's a showgirl. They're just in the camera. They're in the frame. But some of them, I think, are drinking. I think they're imbibing in alcohol once they do their thing. And I think that just makes the nastiness in some people come out. I know it makes the nastiness in me come out, so I don't do that kind of stuff. Maybe Leg Show Magazine says some of them have warrants. Maybe. Dentist from Manila can't get licensed here. She can only be doing dentist hygienist. Yeah, for sure. But you know, the dental hygienist in America can make more money than a dentist in Manila. So that's the path, right? You know, you get expertise. You come to America, you get hired by a dentist. They will create a visa for you. You know, they will create a work visa for you to come over. You work on that. You do the right thing. You don't, you know, hit your wife. You don't get caught with drugs. You just be a good citizen or a good person in this country, and you can transition yourself over. And it's not as easy as it used to be, but it is a thing. Let's see here. Who here hates COVID? Everybody hates it, man. Everybody hates it. So the case is going up. Yes, the answer is yes. We talked about it at the beginning of the stream. Now, look, here's the thing, right? I got to make some food. I got to go to bed. So we're going to cut this off. I want to thank everybody who's been in here. Thank you guys so much for being with me today. Now, tune into the channel tomorrow, because we are going to have a whole video dedicated to this stuff because people wanted it. And we're not going to become the COVID channel, I promise. But we are going to take everything into consideration that we talked about tonight. We're going to look at some stats and some figures and talk about it. And we're not going to come to an answer about whether or not COVID is the boogeyman that we should all be running from. But we are going to give some investigation to the idea. And so by doing that, hopefully we can get to an area where we all understand better for ourselves. And if you decide that you need to wear a mask, vegasfacemask.com, no S at the end. And if you decide you don't ever want to wear one, I still respect you. I love you as my citizen of the world, brother and sister, wherever you might be from. But we're going to go. We're going to say 3, 2, 1, click. Thank you, guys. These are the live streams I promised. So if you're ready, we're ready for this, Freddie? Okay, 3, 2, 1, and click.